Shaira, as you may or may not know. I've been in the ministry for about 5 years now, I think, and my share will be about my personal experience with growing in the Holy Spirit. So my first camp was when I was in the 6th grade, but I wanted to fast forward to around maybe the beginning of freshman year. So by this time, I've already been in the ministry for a while. I've been to multiple camps and multiple events, and I learned a lot of stuff about my faith. But I feel like going into high school was just something new to test my faith. Constantly being surrounded by a lot of secular things made it hard to keep my faith at its strongest. And although at camps and events I would feel all spiritual and faithful, it would be hard to adjust back to everyday life, because I mean, there are people all around you, they don't believe the same things you believe in, or they participate in like drugs or premarital sex and stuff like that. So adjusting to this new environment became hard for me to focus on my faith or just set any time aside at all for it. And like having new friends and being in a relationship and always being caught up with homework, it became hard for me to maintain that balance between God and my daily life. I started to feel like I had a lot of other things to focus on, and trying to maintain my faith didn't feel like a priority in my life. So I just became really uninterested, and I didn't really look forward to going to CFC events in general. It started to feel like a chore to me, and like whenever I would go to a CFC event, at the end of the day I would enjoy it, but my mind would stray to other places, and I wasn't really focusing on like what was being taught to me or what was happening in that moment. So because I never put any time or attention towards God or my faith, I kind of started to lose my touch with him. I would almost never pray unless it was with my family. I would dread going to church and to households. I just became really distant from God in general and from this whole ministry that once made me so happy and gave me so much joy, and I would always look forward to these events, but suddenly it just wasn't really the same anymore. This went on for a really long time, from maybe my freshman year all the way to I want to say around the time of this quarantine. Being in my house and not being able to go anywhere made me realize how much I missed like seeing my friends at CFC events and like being able to learn new things about my faith. And I started to feel bad in a way that I kind of just neglected that part of my life for a really long time. Because like I started to actually feel bad about this, I genuinely started to pray more for myself or for my friends who needed it, or maybe just like a prayer of thanksgiving. It made me feel a lot more grounded in my faith and with my connection with God. And I mean, although there are still temptations that keep me from being like the best child of God I can be, it's baby steps that I took and I'm still taking that lets me be closer to God and this ministry again. And I still need to work on like practicing what I preach and maintaining this relationship with God and growing it further. What I learned from this experience and what I want to put forth out to you guys is, after this camp, definitely do not neglect your faith. I would recommend like maybe putting a prayer time aside, like a certain time of your day, maybe it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes where you can just pray to God, whatever you need it to be for. I know I'm still not the perfect child of God, obviously, but I think it matters more that I'm trying now again to be able to connect to my faith and to God. And with that, may God be praised.